There's a place in the woods called Aspen Ridge. This is where we call home. We are the Popple People. Welcome to our channel. We're glad you stopped by. In this episode, we start cleaning up and preparing the saw shack build site for excavation. It was a fairly windy morning, about 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. It gave us a little bit of excitement. We were out by the shop and heard the top of a popple tree break off nearby. It was pretty crazy. Just glad that no one was over there when it happened and no one got hurt. It was odd because it was a fairly young tree. Usually the tops break off of the big old ones. It seems the wind didn't slow down the woodpeckers though. They were busy as usual. We had a few logs to move first. You may actually recognize these. I dug them out of the snow, but they were too frozen to the ground and we couldn't get them out last winter. And then so far this spring, it's just been too wet to get the four-wheeler and trailer out here. So this is the first opportunity that we've actually had to move these. So you can see that we're using pulp hooks to move these logs. And some of these logs are pretty big, like over 100 inches in length. Is there a better way to do this without heavy machinery? A bobcat with a claw would be nice, but we don't have one. So we're stuck schlepping these logs by hand. If you have a better idea, please let us know. Either email us or leave a comment below. We would love to have a more efficient way to do this. We had a few more logs to grab that were a bit further back in the woods. These were cut in 2019 and have been laying out here since then. We were only able to extract one of these today because the rest were actually buried too deep in the mud. We didn't bring a pry bar along to try and dig them out, and because they're buried in the mud, they're probably rotting anyways. We found some mushrooms growing in the woods near that log pile. Does anyone know what kind these might be? Let us know in the comments if you do. There was this dead tree near the trail that we've actually kept waiting for it to go over in a storm, and it didn't. So since we had the chainsaw back here today, we got that Widowmaker cut down and sawed up. And then it did this. What the heck? However, with a little bit more coercing, it finally went down. Then we grabbed the last few logs at the build site, and I grabbed a bucket of sand to fill in a few low spots. Well, all that wind blew a storm in that evening, but we did get a lovely rainbow out of it. There was just a little bit more cleaning up to do, some odds and ends at the saw shack build site. We had this old fuel oil tank that we picked up off of Craigslist several years ago. It's just been sitting back in the woods here since then. Not sure what to do with it. If you have any ideas, definitely let us know. And a couple of old railroad ties. These are heavy. Not really sure what to do with these either. They're treated with the creosote, and you're not supposed to burn them because of all the chemicals that will come out of them. They're obviously not rotting away back here in the woods, so again, if you have ideas, let us know. With all of that, I think we're ready to excavate back here. Boy, bugs were terrible. You might be able to see them flying in front of the camera. And finally, some bloopers. It's a very tight corner, trying to get out with the quad and trailer. You can't see it in the video, but just to the right off the screen, there's a huge boulder, so you can't back into that, so it's a tricky maneuver, especially with the trailer. If you have questions or comments, please email us at thepopplepeople, all one word, @gmail.com, or plop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll start cutting down some trees so they can start drying, so we can eventually mill that into lumber for the saw shack. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to follow our journey, please consider subscribing. That way, you can be a Popple People too. We'll catch you next time. Bye.